Welcome to the Blue Plate Special. Yeah, it's real live music here in beautiful downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. We're hanging out here inside Visit Knoxville. Feel free to come join us if you like. If you can't be here with us, you can slide on over there to the WDVX Facebook page where you can watch it streaming live. So our guest today he's visiting with us from Australia. He's the first in the Australian invasion coming in this month to the Blue Plate Special. I don't know. Is it winter time in Australia? What's it like right now in Australia?
We're coming out of winter.
Okay.
It's springtime.
Right.
September can be pretty cold still.
Y'all give a great big welcome to Nigel Wearne to the Blue Plate Special.
How y'all doing? Howdy, Knoxville. All right, I'm going to start off with a song I wrote when I was living in Melbourne, which is down south. And I was paying way too much rent and driving way too far to go to work, and I wrote this song called My Mind's a Mess. Lonely always takes its time. Lonely always takes its time. Sweet Lord, well, all these changes taken, that's all on me. Stolen all the pieces I could find. Stolen all the pieces I could find. Sweet girl, well, your melody has broken harmony. All of my beacons are lighted, and my soul's been laid to rest. I couldn't speak, so I shouted, and again I digress. My mind's a mess. Honey, please don't count on me. Honey, please don't count on me. Have mercy, I got my sandals, but I don't know where my carpenter's at. Oh, broken dreams and lullabies. Oh, broken dreams and lullabies. Weave their magic, but a miracle is hard to define. All of my beacons are lighted, and my soul's been laid to rest. I couldn't speak, so I shouted, and again I digress. My mind's a mess. gotta get out of my brain. I gotta get out of my brain damn straight. Detach my hippocampus and catch the morning train. Thank you. Good afternoon, officially. You all doing okay? Nice to meet you, Knoxville, all the folks listening out there. It's my first time on the WDVX Blue Plate Special, and I'm surrounded by lots of good company up here. Lots of great artists played this very stage. That's an older song of mine, and I'm going to move on to a tune that I wrote. During the long quiet we spent at home in 2020, it was a very long quiet in Australia. We spent a lot of time in lockdown, and this song I started writing when I was walking around the river near where I live, the Merai River, and it's called To the Edge, and it goes like this. The river with you, my resolve got wild, your mind got skewed. Down by the edge of the river with you, that's where I whispered what I was going to do. I was confused by the change, by your conviction, the silence in flames. But then your gaze, well, it turned my way. Then the words I couldn't let you say. Listen up, honey. Listen up real. We needed truth, but now there ain't time to heal. We had each other, we had our song. Never mind that the timing was wrong. To the edge of the waterside, I'll never forget how I lied and how I ran for to save my life. Some true love lost as a will to survive. Listen up, honey. Listen up real. We needed truth, but now there ain't time to heal. We had each other, we had our song. Never mind Thank you.
This is Nigel Wearne with us here today on the Blue Plate Special, WEARNE, if you're out there searching around. So, Nigel, what part of Australia did you grow up in?
Well, as I sometimes say, I'm from the deeper south. If you go right down the bottom of the big bit, and you go all the way to the right. So the east side, I live in a place called Warrnambool, which is on Gunditj Mara country on Eastern Maar Nation, which in the Aboriginal language. And it's about three and a half hours west of Naarm or Melbourne. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the music climate like there? Is there music?
Well, yeah, there is music. Australia is a long way from everywhere. For those of you who don't know, Australia's about the same size in landmass as mainland America. But there's a lot of desert in the middle, and there's green all around the edges.
Right.
And most people live on the east side. And where I am looks a bit like Ireland or England. It's very green. When it was settled, a lot of the trees were cut down, so it's a lot of farming, not a lot of bush. But there's a bit. And there's, we have koalas where we live and wallabies, and there's a platypus down in the river. And the music scene is it's very influenced by Americana, really, and also by Scottish and English heritage, and a lot of Irish traditional music there too. But we do songwriters pretty well in Australia. Yeah, we have some good songwriters.
Yeah, we did just have an Australian step dancer here that tours with Riverdance. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, there is a very there's the Irish heritage and Scottish heritage is strong. Particularly where I live, there's an Irish festival about 10 minutes from where I live each year.
Well, there's something new I just learned. I couldn't figure out why he was from Australia and he was touring. Anyway. So now that explains a lot. So what about as far as your musical beginnings go? I mean, was your family musical? Did you learn about it on the radio or school, or where did you get the musical bug?
Well, I grew up on a farm, so it was a sheep farm and dairy farm. And we didn't have a lot of TV and radio. We had 2 channels on the TV, and we had a couple of radio stations we could pick up. There was a youth radio station called Triple J, which would play sort of rock, hip hop and all that sort of stuff. And so when I was milking the cows, I used to blare that out. But Eric Bogle was one of my big songwriting influences early on. He was a Scottish immigrant to Australia. He wrote the song some of you might know called "And the Band Played Waltzing Matilda," which is a really famous song that the Pogues did. It's a beautiful folk, well, it's a very sad folk song about World War One. But I guess my grandmother was a church organist. She was a daughter of a preacher, or a minister, as we would say, Methodist minister. And she played the church organ. My brother played the church organ. My other brother plays a bit of guitar. Mum plays and sings. I'm the only one that's sort of, doing it for a job, I suppose you could say. But yeah, growing up, there was always lots of 3-chord songs being thrown around, and there was mandolins and guitars and stuff, and pretty straightforward sort of sing-along stuff. It was good way to grow up.
Well, you've got a new single I saw looking there, A Moment Too Soon.
Yes.
Out there. And where might people find this? I'm going to assume it's on all of those musical platforms out there, wherever you...
Yep, it's out there on the zeros and ones. You can find it at nigelwearne.com. So that's NIGELWEARNE. Wearne.
You're getting it.
Like learn, but Wearne.
Yeah. And feel free to stop by that merch table after the show and shake and howdy with him. And thank him for making music for us here today. Friday, he'll be performing down in Marietta, Georgia, heading on to Rome Georgia, Huntsville, Alabama, and then heading over to Americana Fest. You got a showcase happening
I do.
over there. That's a great thing at the 5 Spot.
Yeah, I've got 2 shows at the 5 Spot with my brand new Nashville band.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So you all you can check out the complete tour schedule right there at nigelwearne.com. I'm out of the way. We're going to get some more music right here from Nigel Wearne on the WDVX Blue Plate Special.
Well, you've introduced the song a moment too soon, so I was actually going to play it now. So, yeah, just a moment too soon. This is a song that's dedicated to that moment when you're talking to a loved one, most likely, and you say the words you think you should say, and you see those words come out of your mouth and go floating through the air. And you see those words enter the ear of the listener, and at precisely that moment, you realise they were exactly the wrong words to say. And everything goes pear-shaped. I can see it in your eyes. We were summoning a song, but I misread the signs, and it all went wrong. My resolve is fallen and shouting about the room. I said what I said a moment too soon. Words are but shapes that are chewed by the tooth, messengers of love and naked ugly truth. What once is said can't be unheard. What once is bled may forever be spurred. The sun will rise like a pin to a balloon. I said what I said a moment too soon. A silhouette of shades darker than before have entered the space between mine and yours. The mind does bend like a magic man's spoon. I said what I said a moment too soon. The earth will turn to the dark side of the moon. Said what I said a moment too soon. A moment too soon. A moment too soon. Thank you. That song has a film clip which features killer clowns and zombies, which makes perfect sense. I encourage you all to go and check it out. I promise you it will make sense. And thanks, Red, for mentioning my merch that's over there. All you listeners out there, you're at a little bit of a deficit today because the only place on planet Earth you can get my new albums is right here in this building because they are, unreleased. And the songs I'm playing today are available on 2 different records. One is acoustic and one is electric. Come and say hi and I'll explain the rest in my clandestine way. I'm going to play another song off that record. I wrote this for a friend back home. In 2021, I looked on Facebook. It was in December, I think. And we'd just come out of another long lockdown. 2021 was pretty much lockdown for us as well. And a friend of mine, Kate Gain, her name was, she's an incredible artist, songwriter, and just generally good human. She'd walk into a room and light up the space. She genuinely did. And she'd passed away from cancer, and I found out on Facebook. I hadn't seen her for ages, and I didn't even know the cancer had come back. So this is a song I wrote for her that day, and I'd like to dedicate it to anybody who's feeling that vibe out there. It's called Sing On Songbird. I should mention that in the last month of her life, she was posting a photo every day on social media of her garden. It's one of those little challenges you do. And she almost got to the end of the month, but her friend had to finish it off for her. It goes like this. Sing on, songbird, that we can fly with you into the ether, or into the blue. Time can never alter your distant song. It echoes between us, may it echo long, though night falls on the garden. Adjust to the light. Sing on, songbird, tonight. Here and ever after, may your sun forever shine. Your rays and colors eclipse all time. Tears and laughter as we share your song. It echoes between us, may it echo long. Though we can't fly with you, we'll sing your song so bright. Sing on, songbird, tonight. In the absence of lights, surrounded by flowers tonight. There's peace in the garden, in the absence of lights, surrounded by flowers tonight. Oh, So earlier in the year, I had the privilege of playing Merlfest over in North Carolina. It was a bit of a unicorn gig for me. I've grown up hearing Doc Watson and that sort of stuff. I've got some friends who were right into that thing, and a guitar maker back home named Pete Daffy, some of your listeners might know him, and Steve Gilchrist, the mandolin maker. They live where I live, and they're both buddies, and spending time growing up jamming with those folks, and so when I got a gig at Merlfest, it was certainly something that I'll treasure. So I figured I'd play a little instrumental that in tribute to that. I'm someone who threatens to learn tunes, and what I end up doing is writing songs instead. So this is an example of that. This is a little instrumental I made up a few years ago called Shady Tree. Forgot it was there. It isn't going all that well, is it? I'm having a bit of fun playing instrumentals there. That was kind of cool. I'm going to play another instrumental that I wrote in 2020 after we had a big bushfires, as we call them. In the summer of 2019 and 2020, an area about the size of England burnt in one summer. It was horrifying, and then the pandemic hit, and I spent a lot of time on the porch playing banjo, and I came up with this. I'm a self-taught banjo player, so my apologies to any proper banjo players out there. I call this Uphammer, and I named this song After the Fires in tribute to that moment in time. It goes like this.
Nigel Wearne with us here today on the Blue Plate Special. We're going to get one more tune from Nigel. But before we head out today, we want to invite everybody back again. We'll do it all over again tomorrow. Kevin Daniel will be back with us tomorrow. On Thursday, Creekbed will be here along with another Australian act coming to visit us this week. And that's Minor Gold.
They're great.
Yeah.
They're great, yep.
And then we're going on Friday, we'll be down at Barley's for the Big Plate live with Michael Reno, Harold. And on Saturday, back here inside of Visit Knoxville with Stephen Simmons and St. Owsley. St. Owsley. And they are a Grateful Dead tribute band. So a lot of different kinds of music happening here this week. WDVX.com is the website for more information. Feel free to stop by the merch table here after the show if you like, and certainly shake hands with Nigel and thank him for making music for us here today on the Blue Plate Special. I'll start by saying thanks. Appreciate you being here with us today, and will you leave us with a last one?
Yes, I would love to. It's always a little bit of a debate about what to play, but I'm going to play a new song of mine, and keep your ear to the ground and your eye to the sky. This one might pop up soon, somewhere, with a film clip. You never know.
Ooh.
And it's called The Reckoning. It's the title track of my forthcoming album. So, yeah, goes like this. The microphone and flails his arms in vain as the accolades wane and protest the show. The dissenter demands a reason for the betrayal, the dormancy here, the lies, the secrets, the sin. We can no longer pretend. Don't hold your idols too tight, or you might strangle the truth tonight. Live in wonder of those who rise with conceit, who divide and shame the morose and mundane and choose the elite. But the child will demand a reckoning for the forge and the flame, the wreckage, destruction and blame. We can no longer pretend. Don't hold your idols too tight, or you might strangle the truth. Who are we to decide the way liberty will lie? Who are we to decide the fates? Who are we to decide the way liberty will die? Who are we to decide fate? Can no longer pretend. Don't hold your idols too tight, or you might strangle the truth tonight. The truth tonight. the truth tonight. The truth tonight. Cha-cha-cha. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Nigel Wearne. Thank y'all. Join us again next time for more real live music on the Blue Plate Special.